Hello and welcome back.
Hello.
So you join us at the start of a new week and we're just having a fly past, bear with. You join us as we are just cutting the peephole out of the habitation side of the bulkhead. I think we're probably doing what you normally do and overthinking everything rather than just cutting it, but it's taken us ages to get this piece of wood the right shape for the door. Okay, so we've got a rough cut where the peephole is. We've done it smaller than it needs to be so that we can just double check how we want to finish it off. It was too hard to imagine, so we've had to do it in real life. And now we're just working out where we can screw and where the start of the shelf is inside, and now we're just going to try and work out the hole we're going to cut for getting into the storage area. No.
So where are we going to go this side then?
Oh, if you step back and let me peruse. Thinking it would look nicer if it's exactly the same width as that.
Oh, okay, we need to do
So we've done the trimming all around these open bits and the edge there. Tomorrow's job is to fill and get it painted. So I've had a delivery.
fits in well, nice, doesn't it?
Oh gosh, I measured that 5 times as well. Nice.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. So filler, it's going to go just here. I'm going to put like a filling cap here on the inside, and then in the future we might go outside, but don't know. Breather, and then down here is right on the bottom is the drain for the drain if you need to drain it. Then this is going to be the outlet. The pump's going to go on here, and that's going to be the feed for the water for the van. We think we planned it. Well done, babe.
Yeah, good.
Looks good.
Really happy with that. So we might get this guy to make us a shower.
Make our shower as well. And then behind you is the waste tank.
Woo! And I've never seen anything come so well packaged.
No, done a good job.
Yeah, very good.
Better than the last one.
Better than the last one, and the shower trays and everything else.
So I've just been charging our electric car off of the inverter for a bit. Nice 2,200 watts that sucks up, just to make sure, see how much solar we can get through. So at the minute, as you can see, that it's flitting between about 140, I think about 190 a minute ago. So yeah, that's all ticking along nicely. So that's charging. Went out for a spin earlier, the DC to DC was on, so that was charging. Yeah, it's all good. At the moment we've only got one 240 volt plug. None of the 12 volt stuff is working at the minute because obviously nothing is plumbed in and nothing's finished, and Ian's got a little bit of electrics left to do. But this weekend's job, today's Friday night, I've got a little bit of time tomorrow, but not a lot because I'm doing something with work tomorrow. But I'm going to try and do the diesel heater, try and get that wall finished off. Geraldine, a unique way of applying wood filler. It's really bad for her finger, and she wonders why she can't unlock her phone anymore.
God gave me these tools, I'm using them. What the cavemen did when they built their camper van.
Should be a bit of a scraper.
Nope.
Can you get it flatter? It's less sanding.
Okay. Mr. Advice.
Sorry for the advice.
Well, good morning. We are up bright and early on a Saturday. Already filled in the bulkhead wall with some filler, just so we can let that dry, and then we'll sand that and give that a prime later. And today is diesel heater day, so we have luckily got some amazing neighbours that seem to have all the things we need. So we've borrowed a trolley jack, and Steve is just in the process of hiring up the van.
This is the diesel tank. On the end of it, here, let me get the camera. Is a nut there, then there's one the same on the other side. So I need to loosen those and lower the back end of the diesel tank to get to the diesel sender, and on there is a little nub which I'll snip off and connect our fuel line to. Now, this is not a how-to video, it's just what we've figured out and to do ourselves, so please don't follow this and don't blame me if you ruin your van. But because this is a post 2017 crafter, the sender unit inside the diesel tank has a pipe on it, so all I need to do is connect the bit of kit that I've bought from VW that connects onto that, and that's our additional fuel line. If you've got a pre-2017 crafter, I think you need to take the sender unit out and add in your own little bit of pipe inside, but that's my understanding, don't quote me on that. I think we're going to be okay. We'll all find out probably in a week when we took it to the garage to get it fixed.
Oh, don't do that. So 2 of these are off. Is it coming down?
Huh?
Is it coming down?
Yeah.
So Steve's lowered the back of the diesel tank as what he'd seen online, but it's not letting him in enough to get the bit in the bit. So he's lowering the front now, but we've got a box to lay it on as it comes down. Yeah, so it's not great viewing because it's really hard to film under there, but we could just film Steve's filth. How dirty it's getting.
So, geez, for the lovely view of my legs, what I decided to do was try and film what we were doing, because it was really difficult to show you what we were doing and do it at the same time. So this is my first go at recording the voiceover also. So what I'm trying to show you with the camera here is the top of the diesel tank and the sender. In a minute I'll give it a quick adjust, and you hopefully will be able to see the sender unit I'm looking for. There it is, and right at the back there, that kind of orangey yellow colour nubby bit, I call it a nipple, but we'll move on. That's what I was trying to get to. And with a pair of pliers, it's going to cut that off and attach the hose that I've got. Hello.
Looking fresh, darling.
Here's a hint: don't go and do work under your van when it's a thunderstorm. I mean, from here upwards is dry but filthy, and here from downwards is clean but soaked.
And how's it taste in your mouth?
And I got a nice taste of diesel in my mouth, but at least I know the pipe's connected. Don't suck diesel through pipes. That's really, really bad. I didn't do that.
How else are you supposed to get it through?
You use the pump and pump it through.
Oh.
But I wanted to make sure it was there. There's no point putting the tank back on if it wasn't connected properly. Right. Anyway, so now I've filmed a little bit of that. I didn't really talk about it, just to try so you can see. I'll try and explain it. I'll add some narrative. I don't normally do that, but I'll do that. So now basically we've got a pipe going from the sender or the feeder, whatever it's called, on top of the diesel tank, out the back of the diesel tank to about here-ish is where it ends. I've cable tied it all up. It's all nice and secure. So now I need to connect our fuel pipe to that and then run it across the van to the other side where we're going to drill a hole, and the line's going to come out for the heater, but on the line also I've got to add the fuel pump and the filter. So that's the next job. Cool.
Right, coffee break and perusal of the next stage. You can stay in there, Len. More thunder. What's happening then?
So this is the pump for the diesel heater, and this is the filter. So I'm just working a way out I can secure this to the vehicle. It needs to get a bit of an angle, and then I'll have to triple check because I can't remember which way. The filter goes on before. So this is the feed from the diesel tank. This is going to the heater. So that goes on that way, that goes on that way. A little bit of pipe in between, which is in the box there. Then that goes onto the pipe I just put in for the diesel tank, and then that pipe, which is that, goes in, and then we'll drill that hole to get it in. So my current dilemma is just how we're going to secure this, because that to me is naff, ain't going to do nothing. So I think what I'm going to have to do, I bought some brackets, is either use one of these. I've got some flat ones which I can screw to the van and then screw that into there for that, or I've got some right angle ones. I think the best bet is just to get underneath and have a look and work it out. And then I've got a little go through who's going to be my fetcher, bringing in, taking. They're probably getting mad at me.
I'm getting mad at you.
What'd you say? Can't hear.
You're mumbling. You're mumbling normal life, let alone when you're under a van.
I'm mumbling
and it's raining. That's not yours.
And she's made me a coffee for a change, so there you go. Get rid of the diesel tank.
Seriously. The toilet smells of diesel. I reckon you've weeded it out already.
So what my gopher's also going to do is boil up some nice hot water, because it'll soak the ends of the pipe in it, and then it just makes it easier to fit over the whatever it's fitting onto, and then screw it down with Jubilee clip. You seem quite impressed with that bit of information.
Oh yes. Was it just make it softer?
Yeah, it softens it up, and then it's easy, more pliable. It goes on, then you tighten it up, cools down, becomes stiffer, makes a good seal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart.
I am.
Am I boiling up water in our van?
Could do.
Okay folks, so we've just had an almighty storm. Torrential rain, thunder, lightning. Steve carried on. I sought shelter in the garage. So whilst I've been in here, I've had a bit of a tidy up. Ignore that, the box is outside for that. and I have trimmed the box for the battery box. So I've made this out of wood and then just put some trims on the corners to protect those, because things are going to be going in and out the garage. I'll wipe off the excess glue later. And then just started another quick job, but it's one of those jobs that you need to leave for a bit. So I just sanded down the original yellow handle that was in the side door, because actually it is really useful to pull yourself in, and we're sort of accessorising the van in black. So I did have a little tin of black metal paint, so I sanded that and it's got its first coat on the top. But now the sun is out, so let's go and see what he's up to. Oh, the mug's got left out. Nice. Let's see how much it rained. Right, it's warm and sunny. So let's see where he's at. Oh, the birds are all out now wanting their breakfast. Blimey. Right, how's it going, Chief?
Okay. Just got to connect this now.
Oh, so you've done the pump and...
Yeah, air filter.
And air filter?
Fuel filter, diesel filter. Now I just need to fix the brackets in for all of this. Connect the power, drill another hole in the floor. Well, a hole in the floor.
Nice. And then you get changed.
Yeah, and then I get changed.
Good.
Right, let's hope, fingers crossed. I've measured and measured. You haven't moved my black knob, have you?
I haven't touched your knob, no. Whoa.
Okay, this is going to go one of two ways. Actually, it might be better if I go through there.
Why? Oh, is that what you're... Sorry, I thought you were...
I'm drilling 3 holes.
I thought you were screwing...
One for this, one for this, one for the diesel.
Oh, I thought you were screwing down the diesel heater.
No, not until I've got this right. I'm going through the floor. I'm drilling a big hole.
Oh, I did wonder what you were up to.
Yeah, it weren't long enough. I can see light. I see the light. What's all the liquid dripping out?
Oh, you're getting your muddy feet in my van. Yeah, I got one.
Huh?
I've got one. Yay!
Yeah.
What are you doing having a tea break?
Been a day. Been a hectic day.
You made the tea.
I made the tea. So,
go on. Go on. You go.
Update on where we're at. So there's a hole here. This has got the power for the pump, which is underneath, and the fuel line coming in, which is going to go on this little yellow knob here in a bit. This is the drain down for the system. It needs draining down, so that hole's there. Then this pipe here is like the overflow for the hot. So I'm going to drill one more hole here, and that's going to go down through there. Then once all those are in, I'm going to screw it all down, seal all those holes.
What's that blue bit?
What blue bit?
What? Where your finger is, and that yellow thing, and it's got like 2 bits coming out the side with blue on. What's that for?
So the cold water feed going into the cold water will come down here, through here.
Yeah.
There'll be a non-return valve here, so water can't go that way. Can only go that way. Go through this valve and into the trimmer heater. Into the trimmer heater, heats the hot water, hot water comes out, down, and it will split into two, one going to the shower and then one going back round there for the sink.
Cool.
And then the cold water feed will come down here and it will split, one to the truma, one to the shower, and there'll be another split back here somewhere going round to the tap.
Very good.
Yeah, that's why we've got to order our John West our John West fittings, whatever they're called. I can't remember.
I don't know why you keep saying John West.
I can't think what they are. What are they then?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The fittings we're going to use and the pipe we're going to use. I think it's like JP or J something or other, but I keep saying John West.
Well, at least you're not saying Fred West.
So here we have it. 3 holes in our van. Wonderful. Right. All good to go. So next job, feed the pipes through, secure the truma down, seal it all up, moving on to the exhaust. Okay, so I'm doing the fun bit of fitting the exhaust now from the truma to obviously the outlet that I put in weeks ago. So I've had to trim the exhaust down because it was just way too long and couldn't get around the corner. So I've cut the end off of the exhaust with a hacksaw, and what I've got to do now is put this kind of star shapey type bit back in. It goes in the end. Try and do this with one hand. Oh, if only I had an assistant to help me.
What?
Busy painting it. Stay. Right, this has got to go back in there like that. Or does it go that way around? No, I'm pretty sure it goes that way around. Of course it does. And to do that, I've got this tool. Apparently, the star thing slips over that. Push it in there, and it compresses the insulation down. So
Is that the most expensive tool?
The most expensive tool ever I've had to buy. Ridiculous. And there we have it. It's in. All that stress, hassle, expense. Been thinking about it for weeks. It's actually really easy. Job done. Just got to take that little bit of insulation out from the middle, and then I've got to connect it onto there and there. Right, it took me ages to fit 2 pipes, but that's I think it's the air intake. Pretty sure that's the air intake. Connected both ends, Jubilee clips, and this is the exhaust connected both end with Jubilee clips. We're secured down, everything's connected. Obviously apart from the water, I haven't got the and the electrics. Apart from that, it's all connected. May or may not get around to testing it today. We'll see. Oh, right, quick break and then crack on with something else. £1.30 m.
Is that for blue hose?
Yes, all blue. Everything's blue.
Right, so we're just measuring for all the plumbing stuff. And I am chief writer downer.
40. 25. There for the sink, say 1.40 m. Up to there, I'm not going to go that high. 1 metre.
Now the hard part.
Now the hard part.
What?
We've got to work out all the connections. The John Guest, not the John West Tuna Man or Fred West Mass Murderer Man. John Guest plumbing stuff, push fit fittings. So I might be used to this with a computer so we can see what the options are.
Okie dokie. So good morning. It's Sunday. Another full-on day in van build land. I'll just put Lenny dog back in. Go back in, Lenny dog. So today's mission, I'm going to finish another coat of primer on the bulkhead, and then as it dried yesterday, because obviously ply's got layers, a few of these bits started peeling, so I've sanded those all back yesterday, so that one will have another coat. And Steve's just working out
another mess up,
another mistake that we've made, where we've got the cable in for the boiler control, but actually forgot that it might need some electricity to make it work.
It's not that I forgot, I just completely didn't even think.
Well, yeah, not forgot, didn't even think about it.
So somehow we've got to get a 12 volt feed from here round to there. Now I'm hoping that when Gallivanting electrician comes back from wherever, well, they're doing it in a minute, they're watching planes up in Yorkshire, aren't they, or somewhere? Lincolnshire. Somehow, because this is the bedside light one, we can just run I'm going to say spur, I don't know if that's the right word, from there, and then somehow get a cable out of that hole there, from there to there, which seems doable.
Does it?
Well, it seems.
I mean, if worst comes to the worst, I am going to do some kind of design feature here. So if you do need to run up and cut and come down.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. Well, not going to worry about it. I'm not going to get stressed about it because, you know, it's just happened. We just got to do it. I'm sure it'll be right, because it's only one amp. It's only the controller for the trimmer. So if we just run a spur off of the light, that's going to use more power than that, surely. So I think it should be okay. I'll put a cable through, and then when he gets back, he can figure it out. That's why he's got free rent.
Free rent. Yeah. So other jobs for today. We're going to get the extra bit of wall in there. That's going to be the splashback for the tiles. They're not tiles, they're just waterproof stickers, because we didn't really want to put tiles on a very bendy wall. And the reason we're going double thickness here with the wood is because we've got sockets that have got back boxes and didn't want them sticking out. So actually, if we have the splashback, they can recess a little bit into there and put theirs there. We just need to relocate these 240s a little bit further along. Yeah, you think you've planned it all, but then as it comes together, you change your mind about stuff and things move, which is fine. It's all a big learning curve, isn't it?
Not allowed a coffee break, you know.
Oh, not?
No.
Oh, I made you a coffee though, didn't I?
What coffee? I can't see it.
If anyone wants to buy us a coffee, feel free.
Hey, feel free to buy us a coffee. Feels really cheeky asking people for money, but hey ho.
Well, if our videos have entertained you, then maybe you could. The link is in our description.
Thank you very much. Anyway, right.
Can I just swipe the lens?
Oh yeah, go on.
It's dusty. Wait, don't do that.
Right, so I've made myself a coffee and temporarily screwed that bit of wood to the wall, and then Cheryl, whilst I'm drinking my coffee, because I have to go make my own, is going to scribe out the line for that.
You know, people who tell lies go to hell, huh?
Uh-huh. That's why I'm not.
So I've got a spare one.
Right, tell the peoples what you're up to, Cheryl.
So we've got an extra thickness of wall here for fake tiles, and that means that our sockets are recessed a little bit. They would have stuck out a really long way if we hadn't done that extra bit, and they're nice and protected. So filled the holes, and then we had to reroute some of the 240 volt cable, so looks a bit dodgy at the minute, but it's going to be behind a cabinet, so I don't really care anyway. Apart from this one, this is wall, but we'll make the best of it we can. If it looks rubbish, put a sticker on it. And we don't care about things too much.
So, first cut, very nice, that fits in there nicely, we're happy with that. So we're going to secure that in place. From there across is going to be worktop, so this bit will be hidden behind a cupboard. And then we just need to give that a bit of a sand and a paint, and job done.
Okay, so exciting moment. We are starting to build the kitchen. What?
Sounds like such a school teacher.
I am a school teacher.
Children,
today Steve is building squares and rectangles.
Hoping to. Anyway.
Hoping to. So, as usual, we had a good planning meeting sat on the floor and drew a very professional diagram on a piece of paper. And Steve is busy making the base frame. Is that correct? So we made a bit of a decision to just have the sink part a little bit further back, because actually you don't need much room in front of a sink, and it just gives us a little bit more sort of walking space past the shower, because that's our narrowest gap. Right, so moving on to the next job. My primer behind the kitchen unit is drying, and the first coat of emulsion is on the bulkhead wall. So Steve's just had to go and get some more wood. He is just carrying on with the kitchen frame, and he's come back with a really nice bit of 18mm ply with a nice grain. So I am going to use some dye, and I am going to see if I can turn this into the worktop. I'm going to stain it all in one go, just be easier than doing bits and doing it in the van. And the sun has come out, so I'm going to catch a bit of vitamin D while I do it. But yeah, it's a lovely piece of ply. Might just, no, I'll take the edges off once it's done, I think, the corners. Depends on how we want to finish it, and obviously it'll get cut in a different place, and some of that might be shelf, I don't know. But right, I'll get on with that. Picked up the grain nicely. Yeah, I'll show you a better video another day, so I'm not moving it. The shadow has come round. Yeah, that went on nice and easy. I've got some wax arriving today, so I'll give it a wax, then we'll cut it to shape, and then I'll do the edges. But no, nice, that went on quick and easy, and I was always worried it was going to go too yellow, and it hasn't.
So after today, well, maybe today, maybe a little bit of tomorrow, this bit of van will no longer be here, because here is the frame for the kitchen. Oh no, it goes there, doesn't it?
No, you weren't going quite up to that. You need to get another bit and line it up with this.
Ta-da!
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that was a smart decision, just taking that back a little way.
Yeah.